come to you live from the ATL as we come remembering the life and the legacy of Hank Aaron. He was not only an American fixture, black fixture, but he was also a fixture here in the city of Atlanta where we record our show. So we wanted to start our show by remembering the life and legacy of Hank Aaron. Can y'all hear me? All right. I don't know if I'm hearing you all. I can't hear you all. We're having some audio problems. Say something.
I can hear you.
All right.
I can hear you, Rev.
Red, are you in the mix? We can't. Can you hear Red, Coach?
No.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Red.
What about now?
Now we can. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All
Sorry,
right.
everybody. All right, we back.
That's okay.
I think my mic was muted and I didn't know it was muted.
That's cool. All right. So we come right now. We're going to talk about the life and legacy of Hank Aaron, and glad that you all like the tribute. I'm going to start with you, Red, since you are from the ATL. You're born and bred. The only one on this panel who was born in the ATL. So when you hear the name Hank Aaron, what does that mean to you?
Man, I mean, what can you say about Hank Aaron? I mean, he's one of the most revered, respected guys in all of sports, not just Major League Baseball. I'm talking about in all of sports. And now that I think about it, man, he might be one of the top 5 figures in all of sports. When you think about Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Hank Aaron. I mean, he's up there in the top 5. I mean, just what this guy has meant for African Americans in the game of baseball, African Americans in the dirty South, athletes all over the world. What he meant for offensive players in the game of baseball. I mean, this guy was just one of the all-time greats. I mean, 25 All-Star games. I mean, that's a lot of All-Star games, and I only think he played like 26 seasons. So what you're saying, he's pretty much an All-Star basically his entire career. I mean, the offensive numbers he put up, honestly, most of his records are gonna be untouched. I mean, he's the all-time RBI leader, all-time total bases leader, and the fact that this guy played for my team, the Atlanta Braves. I'm just in awe of that fact right there. I'm just sad that I didn't ever got a chance to see him play in his prime. I mean, thank God for YouTube and ESPN Classic and things like that. But the fact that, man, I really wish I would have got to see him play in his prime, because it seemed like I missed one of the all-time great offensive players. I mean, Hank Aaron. I mean, like you say, that everybody knows what he went through. Everybody knows the racism that he faced, and all of the haterism that he faced, and the fact that he kept those letters, the fact that he kept all of those hate mail letters that were sent to him throughout this whole time, all through these years. But like I say, still never showed any type of anger, any type of resentment. Like I said, I mean, the guy was not only a great athlete, but more importantly, he was a great man. And not just America, the world lost a great man yesterday. Like you said, well, I love that hashtag of yours. Well done. Because honestly, what can you say for a man like Hank Aaron? You came to the South, you pretty much were the epitome of athletes in the South, a champion, a world-time champion, one of the great men and great athletes all time, hammering Henry Louis Hank Aaron. Well done.
Coach, your thoughts on Hank Aaron?
Well, Rev, I really didn't need to see that tribute. Come back to me, Rev. Come back.
I'll come back to you, and it's okay. There are a lot of emotions that are definitely stirred up when you think about one. Hank Aaron, I never got a chance to see him play in his prime, but being an Atlanta resident since 1989, I have been able to see firsthand the impact that Hank Aaron and his wife have made on Atlanta. Great humanitarians, great people who have paved the way in many different ways for African Americans. Even when you look at setting the tone for how you spend your career or your life after your career, how he was an entrepreneur. You know, who do we know of that's black that owns its own BMW dealership? You know, it just shows you just the business acumen that he had and the impact that he sought to make as a businessman. And of course, what's already been stated as an advocate for our people. Of course, I have to thank God for him taking a stand not to bow down to racism, not to bow down to throwing his career away and his quest to become the home run king. For we know he received all types of death threats as he was chasing down Babe Ruth's home run record. But yet, I heard Bob Costas on CNN last night talk about the impact that Jackie Robinson had on his career. And one of the reasons why he could not give in to the hate mail and to the death threats is because he knew how much breaking the home run record would mean for Black America, but also how it would make Jackie Robinson proud. So for him to have that type of mindset, honoring his baseball ancestor, really impressed me. And I will forever remember the name Hank Aaron. It will forever mean something to me. And I'm just grateful that here in Atlanta, we had an up-close view of not just the baseball player, but the man himself. You know, the man will supersede the baseball player. You know, and that's one of the things that I think that we all need to remember, that we might be gifted in whatever we may have been called to do, but we have to make sure that we understand the importance of our character, our life, and our life will speak longer than whatever our career may have been or may be. So thank you, Hank Aaron, for the life that you live. Thank you for the impact that you made in the entire world, in the United States, but definitely here in the city of Atlanta. Coach, can we come back to you? Are you ready?
Oh yeah, yeah. You look at a guy like Hank Aaron, and I remember when I was a young man, my dad and my uncle brought me to Fulton County just to see the Braves, and you just, I mean, this could be the whole show if we wanted it to, talking about what he did and all the things he did for not only Atlanta but for baseball, but for Black community. You can just go on and on. And when you lose a guy like this, it really resonates with everybody because of what he did. I remember seeing him at a Braves function over at the old Turner Field and just sitting there and listening to him and just talk. And you talk to him, it's just like talking to somebody that's related to you. You just roll right with it. He was just that kind of guy. And, you know, when you lose somebody like this, like I say, it's just like losing a family member because of all the great things he did and how nice he was and how cordial he was with everybody he met. And the sports world took a big one for this one. I know who was that? Tim Kirchin said it's just hard to imagine baseball without him. And, you know, the last thing, Chipper Jones brought up something that I had forgotten about when he said that Hank Aaron has the most RBIs in Major League history, and that's going to never be broken. He had over 2,300 RBIs, and he said that's a record you can put in the books for good because nobody's going to get that again. And it wasn't just home runs. it was hits. Without the home run, he still had 3,000 hits. So, tough loss for everybody, and this one's going to hang around for a while, especially here in Atlanta.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Red, you got anything else you want to add before we move forward?
Like I say, it's just gonna be hard to imagine. Like Coach said, it's gonna be hard to imagine baseball without him. I mean, we got the Hall of Fame announcement coming up soon, and it's gonna be. I know it's gonna be tough on a lot of those members of Cooperstown. It's gonna be tough having the home Hall of Fame celebration without him there. Or I don't know how many people will be invited, but at least we're not even gonna even be able to bring them up on Zoom. Like I say, the baseball season is upcoming, and the fact that Hank is not here to embrace it, like I say, it's gonna be a tough baseball season, probably a really emotional baseball season, because we're embarking on the first baseball season without Hank Aaron since what, late 1940s. Coach, when was his debut? 1950s.
Back in he been a part of baseball for over 50, 60 years. More so.
It's going to be tough for our team, especially the Braves, because he was pretty much a member of our team. So I expect baseball to do the Jackie Robinson thing eventually and just to retire to number 44 throughout Major League Baseball. I mean, if anyone deserves it, he's definitely one of the players that deserves to have his number universally retired. Definitely it's definitely retired here. Like I said, it's gonna be a tough baseball season, especially for us Braves to have going on in the aftermath of Hank. But I know we all our memories won't go away, and everybody have a story to share. We won't forget Hank, and we will continue to remember him. And like I say, he's one of the great Atlanta ambassadors for not just baseball in the South, but African American in the South, African businesses, African American entrepreneurs in the South. Like I say, he was more than an athlete. Like you said, Rev, it was what he did off the field. It was what you do off the field that eventually defines you as a human being, as a member of society. And what he did off the field, not only on the field, is why he was so revered and respected throughout this country.
No doubt.
Rest in peace.
No doubt. Great words from both of you guys. Great remembrance. Thank you all fans for joining in us. And again, we say thank you, Mr. Hank Aaron. Job well done. Rest in peace. The baseball work, the humanitarian work has definitely spoken for you. We pray for his family, pray for his wife, and we pray for all whose lives he touched. Great way to start the show, fellas, and we thank God for the ability to be able to do a tribute that was worthy of the man that he was, and just great that you all were able to add much information to this moment of tribute. And again, thanks to the fans. We want to say good morning to everybody like we normally do. We wanted to make sure that we took care of first things first on this day. We're still going to have a great show, but we had to pause to remember the living legacy of one Hank Aaron. Let me just see who chimed in. Good morning, Miss Heather Joy. Good morning, Miss Sylvia Harris. Good morning, Brother Thomas, man. We got last week. You gave us a joke and then dipped on us. We thought we were in for comedy relief for 2 hours, but you dipped on us, man. Shelby is president, accounted for. Evelyn Jackson is representing the Packers, so she's fired up. She is fired up. Even though Coach told me to go to my room yesterday, Coach, she got in some trouble.
Yeah, she kept look at Bernie in the background. That's all you need to see. See that?
Okay.
You see Bernie. That's enough.
Boy,
Bernie
those
went around
Bernie
yesterday.
Sanders memes are just I mean, Bernie Sanders means just off the chain. I tell you, they're definitely off the chain. And how you guys feel about the change in the White House? Does it feel a little bit different? Doesn't feel like a reality show anymore.
Yeah. I don't know what a lot of folks gonna do. They got so used to clowning Trump every day. What we gonna do without Trump bashing?
Right. Well, I'm good without the Trump bashing because we need some civility and we need some more stimulus to come our way with this.
I'm still waiting on my second stimulus. I've yet to be stimulated a second time by the government.
Well, hopefully that executive order that Biden signed this past week dealing with stimulus checks that weren't given in a speedy fashion will hit your bank account sooner than later. All right, gentlemen, let's move on, man. Let's start our show like we normally do it. Let's go right into our dope note and coat moments for this week. Coach, we're going to start with you. And let me know if I got to send in a messenger to get you some Kleenex.
Yeah. My dope moment is going to, and I know a lot of people missed it, to the Tennessee and Connecticut women's basketball game. They brought back memories the other night of Pat Summitt against Gino in their prime. It was a classic matchup, and it's something that I know the women's college basketball needed. I don't know if people still gonna watch, but it was a great game, and Connecticut pulled it out with a last-minute shot. So, and then, like I said, brought back good memories when they used to battle it out. So my dope moment goes to the UConn and Tennessee women's teams playing a great basketball game.
All right. Oh, yeah. Red, what are you doping on, sir?
I'm doping on, let's see, which one of my choices? Okay, I'm going to choose that one. I'm doping on the Saints, losing again. 11 seasons and counting since that tainted ring. Oh, yeah, baby. Thank you. Who they play? Tampa Bay. Thank you, Tom Brady and Tampa Bay, for eliminating the Saints. Thank you for retiring Drew Brees. Once again, the Saints failed to win in the big time playoffs. 11 seasons since that tainted, and it sure is tainted when your coach gets suspended the next season for a full year. That is the epitome of taint, okay? Half the coaching staff was suspended. 11 seasons and counting since that tainted ring. Y'all need to buy some Windex and spray on that dusty old ring. But anyway, Saints lose again. Dope.
Yeah. All right. And I'm going to come local on what I'm doping on, and I have to dope on the play of one Clint Capella, who has been all
I'm glad I didn't choose that one.
Clint Capella, who has been balling this past Wednesday. He went for 27 points and 26 rebounds as the Atlanta Hawks beat the Detroit Pistons 123-115. And then he comes back the next game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. He scores 13 points, has 19 rebounds, and 10 blocked shots for an unusual triple-double. One Clint Capella has sure enough been balling, so therefore he gets my dope moment for this week.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
Red, it's on you. What are you noping on, sir?
Well, let me keep it in the NBA world, and I am noping on how many have the Nets won since Kyrie returned? The answer is nope. Nets 0-2 since crazy Kyrie returned. Nope. I told you should have traded him, Nets. I told you he ain't no good for that team. He is killing y'all chemistry. Y'all doing all right with Harden and Durant and the others. But now, with old Kyrie coming back, 0-2 and counting, baby. So, nope. You better get rid of that boy soon before he ruin that entire plan you guys have over there. You cannot beat my Lakers with this guy, a member of your team. I promise you, you won't beat my Lakers anyway, but you definitely ain't gonna beat them with him on the team. Get rid of him. Nets. Nope.
I need Armani Newsom to have his hearts and likes ready for this one.
I already know you going.
My note moment is going to my co-hosts on this show, Red and Coach. For far too long, y'all been coming for Armani's cousin, Colin Sexton. And no longer will I allow you all to allow him to be comic relief on this show, because this brother has been balling. Red talked about the Nets being 0-2 because of Kyrie Irving coming back. No, it's because that bad man, Armani's cousin, Colin Sexton, balled out these past 2 games. The other night, he went for 42 points, his career high, with 5 assists as they beat the Brooklyn Nets with Kevin Durant, with James Harden, with Kyrie Irving, 147-35, and then he's 135, and then he said, if y'all thought it was a fluke, think again. He came back, scored 25 points, 9 assists to beat the Nets again, 125-113. So no longer will Red and Coach be able to take pot shots at one Colin Sexton, not under my watch after this man has been balling. So you all get my note moment for this week. Nope, you cannot make fun at Colin Sexton on this show, because the dude has proven that he is a baller.
No! No! No!
I got your back, Armani.
And you better get it front.
All right, Coach, what's your note moment?
I bet I know where Coach going.
My note moment goes to one Kevin Porter Jr., who acted like a complete clown for his team last week because he didn't play or something happened. He didn't get a lot of playing time. So now he's going to the Houston Rockets. Houston, I don't know what you see in him. Maybe it's potential coming up, but this young man pouted and whined and got traded, and now he's going to the Houston Rockets. And Houston is actually not a bad team, but I hope he doesn't come in there and start. Well, he won't do that because DeMarcus Cousins will probably grab him. So my no moment goes to Kevin Porter Jr. for whining and crying and getting traded like a little girl. Yeah, pathetic.
Yeah, that was unfortunate what happened with that young brother. Hopefully he gets his basketball life together in Houston. All right, gentlemen, it's on me. What am I coping on? And shortly after we got off the show last week, there was some bad news that came after the big trade that involved James Harden going to Brooklyn. We see that Karis LeVert had a mass found on his kidney that's going to slow his basketball season before he ultimately landed with the Indiana Pacers. So he was having a good season. He's been balling over the past 2 years. He's been showing that he is a solid player in the NBA. And unfortunately, his basketball season has been interrupted. We hope that he gets back, and I pray for his health. So get back soon, get back stronger, and I pray God's health and recovery upon Karis LeVert. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, my coat moment is going to be that we got to cope with Armani because – no, I'm just playing. That's not the coat moment. I ain't going to say it. The coat moment is going to go to three blue bloods, Duke, Kentucky, and North Carolina. For the first time in forever, none of them are ranked.
Wow.
They're not even ranked. For the first time in forever, and I don't know how their fans going to cope with it, but right now they have no choice because all three of them are out of the top 25. They got winning records. Well, Kentucky doesn't, but this is the first time that you don't see one of those blue bloods in the top 25. So can the fans cope with it? Well, they don't have fans at the game, but they still have fans. Can they cope with it? We gonna see if they make a charge back or this is the norm.
All right. And Red, to close us out, what are you coping on, sir?
Coping once again with Lamar Jackson and his lack of improvement at the quarterback position. Once again, the Ravens are out in the playoffs. Once again, they failed to reach their ultimate goal. For the last 3 years, well, definitely the last 2 years, I'm sure their goal have been Super Bowl. And once again, they'll fail to even reach the conference championship game. And now with contract looming for Lamar Jackson, the Ravens got some tough decisions to make. They just got to cope. Is this guy going to get better at the quarterback position? Do they need to bring in another offensive coach? They probably need to think about themselves going after Brian DeBall. And is eventually the Ravens going to have to make a choice? John Harbaugh or a quarterback guy to come in and fix Lamar Jackson? Because if you're going to keep John Harbaugh, but the quarterback, I mean, who you going to make the investment in? If you make your investment in Lamar Jackson, then he's not getting better with John Harbaugh at the helm. You're probably going to have to get a quarterback guru up in there, which means John Harbaugh is going to be the sacrificial lamb. So, like I say, eventually John Harbaugh might have to cope with Lamar Jackson not improving at the quarterback position. But hopefully he'll get together. But for right now, the NFL is coping with a former MVP, another young black quarterback, just proving he's all legs and no passing or no reading the defense, no accuracy. Get it together, right. Lamar. Got to get better.
All right. All right. Well, let's see what the fans
going so long.
Let's
got some interesting comments from the fans.
Let's see what they're talking about. Let me illumine the fans' comments since we want to make sure that we see them, since we want to dedicate this time. Dope Shelby, not surprising of that dope movement as a Falcons fan. She's doping on the fact the Saints lost.
Shelby agreeing with me? Oh
Lord.
Well, y'all are both Falcons fans, so that's not surprising. Maurice Throw, dope moment is going to Amanda Gorman in her speech at the inauguration. She was amazing. Even though that wasn't a sports moment, that was.
Yeah, man, come on, that's cheating now. That's not a sports moment.
I mean, they are bringing politics, and somehow they forget.
Oh my God!
Kamala Harris.
What are those things? Was she an athlete now? Is Kamala Harris an athlete? Don't bring my sunshine in this.
Yeah, man. Y'all are cheating. Y'all are cheating. This is not CNN. This is the Red Rev. All right. Not surprised. Armani Collins, Sexton Show, Kyrie, Kevin DeBum, and James Harden. He deserves to be in this league.
I like that one, DeBum.
Without a doubt. Represent your family, Armani. There we go. We done turned this into a fashion show now. Dope moment, Madam Vice President, the inaugural fashion show. We're going to give y'all some room this week for letting you all. We know that Black Pride is alive and well. Another dope moment is for Colin Sexton. He's been phenomenal the past week, especially against the Nets. Miss Sylvia Harris, KCP's three-point shooting fit, and LeBron wasn't bad either this week. All right, Thomas Holcomb, nope moment, Josh McClown. Okay. Dope from Joseph Black, naming Dean Pease as DC, defense coordinator for the Falcons. Note moment, loss of Don Sutton and Hank Aaron in the same week. Yeah, those are two major losses. Wow. I didn't know Don Sutton died. Wow.
Yeah.
That's man, he was a great broadcaster for the Braves. Maurice Thrower, my note moment goes to the Tennessee Volunteers and their shenanigans. They fired Jeremy Pruitt this past week. Amani letting y'all have it, Red and Coach. Y'all better not say. He said keep his cousin's name out your mouth. Jameson Black, no African American coaches hired this coaching cycle. We'll talk about that. Indeed, that is a huge note moment. I got your back, Armani. I knew you would love it. Yeah, man. The Roman rule. Yeah, man. That's just it's a farce of a rule now. Armani, nope, Rev said it best, keep that young. Yeah, Armani letting y'all have it, boy.
For the day.
We have to cope with Red whining about Justin Fields going to the Jets, something else for him to be long-winded about on the show. Here we go. Cope moment. Pat Mahomes clearing protocol. Bills fans not coping with that at all. No doubt. Watch my Chiefs take care of business tomorrow. Coach, you might like this one. My dope moment would be Dwayne Haskins going to the Steelers. Wow, I didn't know y'all were that. I didn't know y'all were that excited about Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, I thought that would be Coach's note moment. Coach, you excited?
Dwayne Haskins, Mason Rudolph. Y'all do the math. Jesus, Dwayne Haskins, Mason Rudolph. Please.
All right, real quickly. Are you happy with him being the backup to Ben, or are you happy about the fact that he may be your future?
I'm happy he's the backup right now for the cheapest price. We don't have a whole lot invested in him. If he doesn't make it, you can ship him right back out. If he makes it, easy money.
So as of right now, would you be content with the Steelers not addressing the quarterback need for a starter?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Content?
I'm good. Now, with them quarterbacks coming out of college, they after Sunshine and Justin Fields. Now, maybe the young man out of North Dakota State, Lance, but Trask, Mac Jones, Wilson, those guys, not for the Steelers. No.
You rather have Haskins over those guys?
Haskins was a former first round draft pick. Now he just hadn't played and done anything.
What did that do?
So I just didn't do anything in Washington. He made the mistake. So now we give him a chance to rehabilitate himself. But somebody said Kyle Trask. I just don't trust Trash.
All right.
Is he content then? All right. I hope you're not going off on Haskins in a few months.
No. I love to pick free easy money under $1 million.
All right. We'll see what happens. Amari Stoll is coping on the moment. The New Orleans Saints choking another home playoff game. Sad. Of course, Atlanta Falcons fans are not sad about that at all. Joseph Black, Cope, the Saints getting 2 third-round picks since we hired Footnote, whatever. How you pronounce his name?
Footnote.
I'll tell you what, he gonna be a footnote if he don't get this draft right.
So the Falcons got to give up 2 third-round picks?
No. Not of our picks. The Saints just get 2 picks from the NFL. They don't get our 2 third-round picks.
So they add 2 more picks to the third round?
I'm not sure they had. I'm not sure they had a third round pick anyway.
I would think those picks have to come from us since
they're not coming from us.
All right, we have to. Okay, all right. Yeah, and that's
we don't have 2 third-round picks to give them anyway.
Okay, well we'll see about it. Yeah, that was sad, man. Larry King. Yeah, that hurt me right there. He was the one who helped me begin to engage in politics on television, no doubt about it. He was great at his job. Let's see who else is rolling with us with a dope nope and coat. All right. And then Vincent Woodruff is giving facts off my mother, who was talking about Kentucky fans should put in front of Kyler Pirate's home as they did Tucker Smith. Yeah, no doubt about it. All right.
Rev, I think they're compensatory picks. They just gonna be compensated. I don't think they're coming from the Falcons trade pool, but they're just gonna be compensatory picks.
I got you.
It's gonna be like at the end of the third round or something like that.
All right, I got you. I feel what you're saying. I got you. All right, gentlemen. Well, we're starting off. We're gonna shift gears real quickly, and we're gonna talk a little more basketball. Let's talk a little basketball, gentlemen. As we talk a little bit basketball, we're going to be talking about the NBA. NBA biggest surprises and disappointments for the young 2020 and 21 season. Let's get ready to do it, gentlemen. Coach, we're going to start with you on this topic since you were the one who brought this discussion to the forefront. Won't you start it off? Let's start with your biggest surprise for this season. Let's just deal with surprises first. Let's go, Coach.
All right. Big surprise is the fact that the Denver Nuggets are seriously struggling right now. You know, they one of the Final Four, but right now they're not looking too good. And I know it's early, you know, the too early prediction, but it's going on. They're not. They won last night to pick up a game, but they still are not as strong as people projected. And also the
Now, Coach,
yeah,
let me stop you for a second. Wouldn't that be a disappointment rather than
I thought that than a surprise.
well, I guess yeah,
Well,
that could be a surprise too.
I mean,
Okay,
it go either way. I
Go
mean,
either
because I
way.
thought they would be up there near the top. They brought everybody back. I'm just surprised that they're struggling like they are. So if it can go both ways.
That's fair. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, Red, your biggest surprise. And fans, feel free to post your biggest surprises. We'll put it up there. Go ahead.
Right now, I mean, I'm not surprised that my Hawks were playing good because I expect them to be a playoff team. I tell you who I didn't expect to be sitting up here in the number 5th spot, the Cleveland Cavaliers. I thought the Cleveland Cavaliers were gonna be dead and gone with LeBron James not on the team. But boy, from what we were talking about in your note section, Rev, Colin Sexton, he has got these guys playing better. I mean, I can't remember who their coach is right now, but whoever it is, he got the Cleveland Cavaliers looking pretty respectable. I forgot they got Andre Drummond over there too. So hey, Colin Sexton, if they can figure out a way to keep Andre Drummond over there, they might got a little something over there. They still need a good wing player. I don't know. I'm not even sure who the entire roster is, but the fact that they right there ahead of my Hawks right now, who in the 6th spot, I'm gonna go with Cleveland Cavaliers. That's my surprise team because there's nobody in the West that's shocking me to be in where they are right now. I mean, I knew Golden State would be back in the playoff mix. I think they're gonna be one of the playoff teams. But for right now, I'll go with the Cleveland Cavaliers as my biggest surprise.
All right, and you actually took my biggest surprise because I was definitely going down that road as well. JB Bickerstaff has done a phenomenal job as the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I'm going to go another direction because I did not see this one coming, where the Indiana Pacers, Nate Bjorken, who's the new coach of the Indiana Pacers, this guy has them sitting at 9-6, 15 games in the season. They just traded away Victor Oladipo. They don't have Karis LeVert, and they are still in the top 2 of the Eastern Conference with all of the other players or teams that we thought would be up there competing for the East. So big ups to the Indiana Pacers, playing some great basketball and having that number 2 seed at this juncture. All right, Red, I'm gonna roll with you. I'm gonna go back to you. Give us your biggest disappointment.
My biggest disappointment right now, I hope I ain't taking nobody. It'll have to be the New Orleans Pelicans right now. I mean, right now they sitting at 5-9, like 2 spots away from being the worst team in the West. And I thought with Stan Van Gundy coming in and a full year of Zion, a full year of Brandon Ingram, with a much improved roster. I think they got rid of Drew Holiday, but they still got what's my man from the Lakers?
Lonzo,
Who?
Lonzo, Josh Hart,
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, not him, but the guy on the bench, Josh
Hart.
Yeah, Josh Hart. Still got my boy Josh Hart. Lonzo, I already made my mind about him. He is the second best ball brother. He ain't even the best no more. So, but him too. I still thought he would be good enough as a floor general to help prepare these guys. And he been injured. The team has really been underachieving right now. Now they probably won't stay this way. I anticipate them going on a little run somewhere in the middle of the season. But if it does stay this way and they don't even make the playoffs, that would be a big disappointment, especially with a proven head coach like Stan Van Gundy and some young up-and-coming players. I expect a little bit more from them. And one more thing, let me add on. What was up with Shaq the other night coming at Donovan Mitchell the way he did? I mean, Shaq, are you crazy? Talking about you don't think this man could get over home. This man team is what, number 3 in the West? Donovan Mitchell is shooting what nearly 40% from 3-point, giving his usual numbers. He's probably one of the best assets that team got. I don't understand that Shaq beef with Donovan Mitchell at all. Maybe somebody can explain that to me. One of our fans listening, can somebody explain that to me? What is the deal between Shaq and Spider?
Okay, I don't know, but Donovan Mitchell is the best thing in Utah that's going right now. I mean, he is the franchise player. There's no doubt about it. So maybe Donovan Mitchell somewhere down the line did not kiss Shaq's ring, and then he has a vendetta against him because Shaq can
got to be something personal.
Yeah. Coach, jump on in there. Your biggest disappointment?
I'm gonna go with Sacramento. Every year they say Sacramento is a team to watch, but what are we watching? I'm still waiting on this team to watch. They got all these, the Aaron Fox, Buddy from Lee Jeans, and all those guys, Bagley, those young guys, supposed to come through. And this is the year. I mean, every year you look at those Sacramento Kings, but they almost in last place. Yeah. I'm like, when are y'all gonna stop the hype train for Sacramento and just realize that they are either poorly coached or poorly put together? I don't know what it is, but they can't seem to be one of those teams to bust into the top 8 and get into the playoffs. I mean, is it time to put the brakes on it and just say, hey, Sacramento, you're in the league. We look for y'all to be picking in the top 10 in the draft.
Well, I think Bagley's been really disappointing for him. Now, they do got that young rookie, I think, the Tyler
Halliburton. Yeah, Halliburton playing well, but
but Bagley been a huge disappointment for him. I mean, he ain't really giving him the fact that his dad had to come out the other week and speak up for him. When you got your parents speaking up for you, and you can't speak up for yourself. I mean, come on now, you professional athlete. You've been in the NBA, I think, about as long as Trey and Luke. When he was in that Trey and Luka Doncic draft, right? Marvin Bagley the third.
Yeah, he was the second pick.
Dude, you got to be bringing it right now, man. You're gonna be on up contract soon. That's part of the reason right there. I think Fox is balling. Buddy Hield's a little inconsistent. Halliburton is a rookie, so you can't expect him to carry you too far. Bagley should be giving them more than he's giving them coaching. He's gonna be a trade piece soon. I think he's gonna be a trade piece soon. Like I said, you're right. The team is poorly put together. That's what it is. I think the Bloody Divac, he really didn't do a good job of building this team. And Luke Walton, he just got there like a year or two. So I'm not even sure how long they're gonna give him. So they probably end up firing him. So you're right, Coach. It's been a lot of dysfunction because there's been a lot of poorly put together teams and a lot of ineffective coaching going on. And I wouldn't be surprised if one or two.
All right, Red, you already had your take. Now I didn't even get my take yet, Red.
Sorry,
let me reel you in a little bit, man, because you're on part 2, and I even had part 1 yet. But my biggest disappointment, besides COVID-19 canceling games like it happened in baseball, has to be the Miami Heat. You go from playing in the championship against the Lakers, and now the Miami Heat are 6-8. Who would ever thought the Miami Heat would be below the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers, as well as the Indiana Pacers? There were people who thought the Miami Heat would be in the top 5, and we see that they were not. So, or are not rather. So, therefore, I have to see what's going on with Jimmy Butler. Maybe they got some COVID cases going on. But Maurice Thrower, if you're around, you're Mr. Miami on the Red Rev Sports Show. We need you to help explain why your Miami Heat are cellar dwellers right now in this beginning of this NBA season. But nevertheless, we'll see what happens when the season continues to go on. Hopefully, they will at least make the playoffs, because it's very rare where you see an NBA team go from worse to out of the playoffs. Normally, it takes about 2 to 3 years to descend that low. So hopefully, the Miami Heat will get their act together. All right, Red, any other jump back in? Go ahead on.
Oh no, for disappointments, I think I got my man. I think I got Shaq and Sprite out the way. And I went overboard with the Sacramento talk. Yeah, I went on too long with that one. That's why I was laughing at you.
Watch your leg, Red. Watch your leg. You started talking like Coach talks about the Pittsburgh Steelers right there, giving us all the commentary right before the game.
I mean, because they're so close. They so close to LA, and honestly, I know what's been going on with the team, and it's just funny because I remember back, man. You remember back in 2002, Rev, Sacramento Kings. You couldn't be no higher than where they were right there with Chris Webber and ironically Vladdy and I think Jason Williams, White Chocolate. No, I think it was Mike Bibby. That's right. Yeah, Mike Bibby. He was the one getting cheated out of those calls by Kobe in that Game 7 playoff game. And we all know.
Hey, yeah. They were not going to allow the Sacramento Kings to go into the NBA Finals when you still got Shaq and Kobe, who are money generators, because they definitely were cheated out of that series. But that's another story for yet another day. But going back to my
money, baby, it's about that money. They can't have the Nets and Sacramento Kings now. You gotta have the Lakers and the Nets. There's no way. And then you saw what happened the next season when the Nets played the Spurs. That was one of the lowest rated finals. So imagine what would have happened had you had the Kings and the Nets, man. NBA, hey, you got to give David Stern props. He about that money, baby.
It just shows you the vast difference between football and basketball and its popularity and how they are driven. Football is driven by teams. Basketball driven by personalities and players. For instance, as we're going to get ready to talk about it in just a moment, this would be a basketball nightmare if the Eastern or the Western Conference Final or the Eastern Conference Final consisted of the Buffalo Bills against the Kansas City Chiefs. Two small market. Matter of fact, those two cities don't even have NBA teams. So that shows you how small their markets are, and that would be a natural business disaster for basketball. So David Stern, God rest his soul, he definitely was smart to make sure that they marketed players rather than teams, since the players, because they are more visibly seen, since they don't have helmets on, and they are able to have their personalities be displayed, since we can see them live and in living color. He was smart to make sure that they became the main reason or the main backbone behind the money engine that comes with the NBA. And I know, even though that's a great business model, some owners struggle with that, some coaches struggle with that, because the players definitely have more power in basketball than any other sport. Yeah. Kelly, what's going on? She had a little hair day. So you got to snap a picture. So we're looking for it on Facebook. That's the only way we can give you permission to be late on our show. We need to see the picture. So I'm looking forward to seeing the picture, and we will post it on the Red Rev Sports Show page just to see if it was warranted you're being late. All right, now I'm just playing. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, I hope so, real. I wasn't too excited about seeing that picture.
Oh, man. All right, let's go. Halftime. It's halftime of the Red Rev Sports Show. This has been a fast-moving show, but a very good show, and we thank everybody for tuning in, checking out your boys on the Red and Rev Sports Show. So hang out with your boys for a little longer. We're coming with more basketball talk. More football talk. So hang out with your boys, Red Rev and the coach, for one more quarter, or half, rather, of the Red Rev Sports Show. We'll be right back. Let's get back into it, fellas. Here we are. Finished halftime of the Red Rev Sports Show. I was looking at Coach behind backstage, and he was ready for marching band season. That's one of the unfortunate things about not doing our show in person, as we did many of our shows prior to COVID. One of the joys of the Red Rev Sports Show would be what dance would Coach would come up with for the halftime as we were playing the halftime music. I missed this move right here, Coach.
Oh yeah, Batman move.
That was one of your signature moves right there during halftime. So even though the presentation is better doing it virtual, we missed some of the aspects of the in-person moment, and especially not only do we miss Coach dancing, but typically there would be a freestyle right after halftime. And Coach, we got to find a way to get you to freestyle at some point, even if we have to have you pre-record something that you just do something on the spur of the moment.
Rev, next week, I promise you, freestyle is coming.
All right, now you're gonna have to do it without music now.
That's okay. I got something for you.
All right, man.
I got something for you.
Oh, I just wanted to give you the heads up because typically you would go, I feel something when we had that beat after the show, after the halftime. I feel something. I feel something. Oh, hold up. And you get your words. But, because there's a little delay in the delivery, I can't give you a beat because it's going to sound messed up. So I just wanted to give you the heads up. So if you jump out there in the deep, it's going to be a cappella.
Coach gonna be in the recording studio this weekend. He gonna already have it recorded for us.
Look at Coach's number one fan. Shelby McDonald said, "We ready. We ready. We ready for here, Coach." Look at Shelby. Look at Shelby.
Get along. Hey. All right now. Y'all ready to start it?
Shelby to her room. She's not gonna be able to listen.
Shelby must have already forgiven Coach for not picking Georgia. I'm gonna put salt in that wound right there. Remember, it's the same guy who picks against your team, but I guess because they won, she gave you a little grace. But nevertheless, gentlemen, let's get into this hot topic real quickly. Let acapella young brother. Ooh, there he is, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Holcomb, on cue, on point, freestyling with his jokes right off the cuff. I did not see that one coming. That was pretty clever right there.
That was a good one right there. I like that.
That was pretty good right there. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Kelly offering you grace since they won. So I kind of figured that was her jam right there, giving Coach some grace off of that one. Because, I mean, had Red done that, he would have been on permanent suspension from
Rev, I don't know how it sounds, but now if you want me to come up with a championship game freestyle, I can do one right now if you need me to.
Well, let's hold off on it right quick.
Okay, you're about to get me started now. Don't get me started.
If you got something going towards the end of the show, we'll roll with it. All right. But gentlemen, let's move into Red Rev Sports Show business, and then we'll get to Coach's freestyle at some point. And if the freestyle Holy Spirit hits him, we'll let her have his way. All right.
Freestyle Holy Spirit.
Yeah, freestyle Holy Spirit let him has his way. Hits him real hard, we'll let him have his way. All right. NFL coaching hirings.
Oh gosh.
And we made mention of this earlier. We know that there were 6 jobs available during this offseason. Our Falcons had a head coaching vacancy, or Red and Rev's Falcons. The Jaguars had a vacancy. Jets, Chargers, Lions, and Eagles, and not one of those jobs was filled by an African American. There's one job left to be filled, and that's the Houston Texans job. That has not been filled yet. And many of us knew that Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, would be the hot commodity for a job. Now, in team's defense, they could not hire him right now since the team that he's affiliated with is still playing football. So
want him right now.
It may just happen if the Houston Texans do not hire Eric Bieniemy, that he will go into next season without an NFL job. And what has made so many things so egregious is that we're seeing people that were nowhere on the radar getting jobs, where the Eagles hired Nick Sirianni, who was Nick Sirianni. I'm sure I mispronounced that name. Who was not even, who was the offensive coordinator for the Indianapolis Colts. The Lions hired, come on, help me.
Mr. Wrestling too.
Dan Campbell, real.
Dan Campbell. Okay, yeah. They hired Dan Campbell. The Chargers, I don't have these names coming up like I thought they were going to come up.
Brandon Staley.
Brandon Staley. And then we know that the Jaguars hired Urban Meyer, who was in retirement, and the Falcons hired Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans. And as I said earlier,
the FedEx.
And the Jets hired the defensive coordinator that came from the San Francisco 49ers. What's his name?
Robert Saleh.
Robert Saleh. So, gentlemen, give us your thoughts about the NFL, and if you want to even incorporate how you feel about the hirings in conjunction with the Rooney Rule, which requires each NFL team to hire, to at least interview a minority before they make their final hire. Anybody want to jump in first? Whoever feels it, go ahead on.
Coach, you want to go? You want me to start?
Either one. It's all right. Either one.
Well, like I said, you remember when I told you that we would talk about a certain topic, so it wasn't no point of me bringing it up. Ta-da! We're talking about it. I told you. So it wasn't no point of me bringing it up because I knew we would get here. And what do I got to say? This Rooney Rule is the biggest bunch of bogus bull crap I've ever witnessed, man. I mean, it's getting to the point now. If I'm a minority hire, look, man, unless you're serious about hiring me, don't even bring me in. I mean, this is ridiculous now. We have got 6 openings, and not one of them was filled by a brother. I mean, basically, this is not surprising because NFL been telling us this for years, okay? They're telling us basically what they feel. Look, we are good enough to play, but we're not good enough to lead. And that's what the NFL has been telling us black men for years. You good enough to play my game, but you're not good enough to run my organization. You're not good enough to lead my team of 53 men on the field. You're not good enough to shop for my groceries. But hey, I'll pay you to play, and that's about all I'll pay you for. And it's just really disheartening and disappointing. And I'm truly disgusted with this entire process. I mean, like I told you last week, Rev and Coach, Eric Bieniemy, you are the offensive coordinator of the Super Bowl champion, one of the greatest offenses in the league. And he ain't got a job? What white guy would be the offensive coordinator of a Super Bowl champion and have one of the best offenses in the league and still be a coordinator 3 years later? Please tell me. 0. None of them. They would have been hired by now. So this entire Rooney Rule process is a joke. Throw the whole doggone thing away because it's no good. It's just a waste of time. It's a bunch of freaking bull crap. That's all it is. You know I want to be a little more salty, but I'm respecting the show. But this is ridiculous right here. Eric Bieniemy should be disgusted with himself. And honestly, we all should be disgusted, but we know we're not gonna stop watching football. But it's just disappointing that as a black man, the only thing the NFL has been telling you throughout the years that you're only good enough to play. You're not good enough to lead, and you're not good enough to shop for my groceries. You're not good enough to be the standout spokesperson for my team. Shoot, some of you you're not even good enough to be quarterback. So, like I say, it's just very disappointing and disgusted. And all I gotta say, here's my last statement for this right here. Good luck to everybody that's playing the Detroit Lions, because you're gonna have to cope with your kneecaps being bit off every freaking game, because we know good and doggone well you're gonna knock the Lions down. And like they coach said, when they get knocked down, they're going to start biting kneecaps. Well, good luck to the Detroit Lions opponents, because you're going to have some missing kneecaps throughout every week, because we know you're going to knock them down, and they ain't going to get back up. Man, that entire press conference was a joke. These are the type of guys that is getting hired over qualified African-American guys. Guys like Dan Campbell, who already proved he was a failure when he was the interim coach at Miami a few seasons back. Man, this is ridiculous. You let guys like Jim Caldwell get away. You know what? And that's like you say, Detroit, that's a curse, baby. Dan Campbell, he's a curse. Your team ain't gonna have no good luck. I told you, the curse of Caldwell. Ever since you got rid of Jim Caldwell, you ain't gonna have no good luck. Matt Patricia was a joke, and this guy gonna be an even bigger joke. I got plenty more to say, Red, but I'm gonna let you and Coach take it on from here. I don't want to get, I don't want to hear Shelby mouth again. Go ahead and mute me.
I think because of the content of your speech, I think people would like to hear you speak even more this time because of your passion of how you were speaking, especially about this flaw of the NFL. Coach, jump on in there. It's on you.
3 words. Well, 2 words, I guess. Josh McCown. Josh McCown, who has done absolutely nothing in the NFL, gets an interview for a coaching job. Josh McCown. If that doesn't tell you all you need to know, I don't know what you need to know. I'm not sure. They said Jim Caldwell had the same opportunity to get an interview, but why should Josh McCown even be considered on the interview? Now, on the Bieniemy situation, I think they're paying him a lot to let him know soon as Andy steps down, you're going to be the coach. I guarantee you, I think that's what it is. Somebody said that. May have whispered it to him. I don't know. But Josh McCown getting the interview over, Caldwell again, but over guys who've been in the NFL, that is the absolute the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Josh McCown.
Coach, I don't think that Eric Bieniemy has been told he was going to be the heir apparent to Andy Reid.
That's what I said. Maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know.
Andy Reid is not going anywhere. Especially since Patrick Mahomes has 10 more years to go, at least 10 more years plus to go in Kansas City. So Andy Reid is going to ride that gravy train as long as he can ride it, and he going to ride till he can't ride no more. All right. So Red, you had your turn, brother. Let me jump in, man. You excited, all right? Let me jump in. I'm going to get with Shelby right there, hit the mute button on you right now.
All right.
You're ready to jump in just a moment. But I think it's important to point out the hypocrisy that has been taking place in the NFL. Some people are saying that Eric Bieniemy is just in name only the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's not calling the plays, so that's why he hasn't gotten a job. Well, last time I checked, Doug Peterson was Andy Reid's offensive coordinator. So are you trying to tell me when Doug Peterson was Andy Reid's offensive coordinator that he was calling plays over Andy Reid and Andy Reid wasn't calling plays at all? So if Doug Peterson not calling the plays was able to get him a job, why isn't Eric Bieniemy given the same latitude? Let's go to brother Frank Wright in Indianapolis. He was the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. There are many people who said Doug Peterson was the one who called the plays. But yet, Frank Wright was offered and given a head coaching job with the Indianapolis Colts. Same situation as Eric Bieniemy. So definitely we have to investigate that this is deeper than what people are trying to let on. It's not about who's calling plays. It's starting to be about skin color. And I think now the NFL players are going to have to stand up. If this were in the NBA players would be standing up. Granted, they have guaranteed contracts. So they have more of a power position to take certain stances like they did in the bubble after Ahmaud Arbery died and they shut down the NBA and almost threatened to shut down the whole league. And they would not have been cut because their contracts are all guaranteed. So granted, I understand that the NBA players have a lot more power. But sometimes you got to be willing to sacrifice in order to win and have a greater game. Now let's go back to the NBA. Those guys almost lost an entire season back in the 90s to get some of the power that they have right now. So they sacrificed some checks to be in a better power position where they are now. So they did sacrifice for some ultimate gains. So the NFL players have to look deep down and search their hearts, search their minds, and realize that they are the ones who can make the difference and change the climate on how the NFL continues to make a mockery of the Rooney Rule. Those guys now are in power positions because now the face of teams, the skin complexion is changing. The biggest names and when it comes to quarterbacks are now quarterbacks of color. After Tom Brady is gone, after Aaron Rodgers is gone, after Big Ben is gone, you now are moving into the land of the black quarterback. Patrick Mahomes already been an MVP. Lamar Jackson already been an MVP. Deshaun Watson, one of the top QBs. Kyler Murray, one of the top quarterbacks in the league now. Russell Wilson, one of the top quarterbacks in the league. So now these guys who are the face of their teams, who will be the face of the league, and it's argued Patrick Mahomes is already the face of the NFL. They are now needing to take their positions as the heads because those are the guys, and it's really the onus is on those quarterbacks because they have the money guaranteed for them to be able to take a stand, unlike many of the other players on the team because they have 5 and 6 years, in Mahomes' case, double-digit years on their contract that these teams got to pay them. So they are the ones who have to raise Cain. And we're going to see if they have learned from the likes of LeBron and other NBA players who have taken a stand and used their influence, used their position of power because of their contracts to stand up for this foolishness that is taking place in the NFL. I'm done.
Rev, you made 2 points that were incorrect.
Go ahead.
Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes are not black. Let's just put it out there right now. They're not black.
Man, we having a serious moment.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to get that one in.
Go ahead, man. That's what some happy to be.
Just look at one of the other names who got interviewed for a job that they talked about way back. Kellen Moore. What has Kellen Moore done?
Nothing.
What have you done? I mean, what has he done? These guys, Kellen Moore, Josh McCown, some of these guys just finished playing already. You gonna throw a job, try to throw a head coaching job at them? They just finished playing. And somebody brought up a point, and Joe Black brought it up. After they get one chance, they're not getting another one. Anthony Lynn, done. Raheem Morris, done. They won't get another chance to coach again. It's maybe a D coordinator job or offensive coordinator. That's it.
Well, there are only 2 coaches that had second chances. And they were Tony Dungy, after he got fired from Tampa Bay, went to Indianapolis and won a Super Bowl. And then the second one was Lovie Smith. After he got fired with Chicago, he got Tampa Bay, but they did him wrong. He only had 1 year, and he got fired in favor of Dirk Cutter. Come on now. Because
Really?
they thought Dirk Cutter would be the savior for Jameis Winston when he became the quarterback in Tampa Bay. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And these players, we got to put more pressure on these quarterbacks who are franchise quarterbacks who have the power to speak up. Red, I know you might have wanted to say something. Jump on in there.
Well, just keep piggybacking on what we was talking about. I was gonna mention that hypocrisy that Coach mentioned up. Yeah, it's ridiculous that the the coaches that are getting second chance. Let me ask you two guys a question. How has Adam Gase had 2 head coaching jobs in the NFL?
Yeah.
Adam freaking Gase has been a head coach twice in the NFL. Now,
Yeah.
I agree if Mike Tomlin was let go by the Steelers, I think he would be rehired again.
Oh, no
but
doubt
I
about
agree. Adam Lynn, you probably done. Raheem Morris, well, unless you go down there and have that Rams defense number one. Now, if he keep the Rams defense number one, Raheem Morris might, and this is a small might, you might get looked at again, but you can't have that Rams defense playing any worse than it did this season. So, but it was a smart move for you to go down there. But like I say, let's look at Leslie Frazier. He had a head coaching job. How long has he been a coordinator after that?
Yeah.
It's plenty of coaches out here that they get the guy in Denver that John Elway hired a few seasons back. He's a coordinator in Arizona now. Like I say, a lot of these coaches, we don't even hear from them again because they'll get their one opportunity, they'll get fired, and they'll be a coordinator forever on the team. Mike Singletary, he's probably not gonna get another opportunity again.
He had to go to the now defunct AFL to get a head coaching job because he was a head coach of one of those AFL teams that they had that league for that, because of financial problems that went under. So it's just sickening, man. It is absolutely sickening. All right, gentlemen.
Like you say, Rev, I'm with you. It's gonna take these players. It's gonna take some strong African American players with a lot of cachet and a lot of power. Mahomes, Watson, Wilson, even though you falling off lately, but still, you still got a voice in the NFL. I'm putting the onus right now on those guys. That's why I respect what Watson doing. He's saying, look, I'm tired of this racism. He knows that it's his organization is racism. I praise Andre Johnson for telling them to stand by his motto. And I'm hoping he continues to use his leverage to get himself up out of that racist organization. And I hope incoming brothers like Justin Fields, Lance, soon as they get their little power, that they use it to make changes in the NFL. That's the only way they're going to have change is if these African-American QBs or African-American players with power use it.
I agree. And that was good conversation. And thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your thoughts. Thank you, fans, for sharing your thoughts as well on this important topic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to picking time. It is picking time for the Red Rev Sports Show. I agree. We agree, Timothy. Need more people like Richard Sherman to speak up, and we need those quarterbacks because if they speak, they will definitely get the attention of owners. And, we'll see what happens as Deshaun Watson speaks up. All right, gentlemen, let's go on. It's time for our NFL picks for this week. And actually, it's the NFL Conference Championship picks. Before we get into that real quickly, we need to look at where we are. We know that last week, Coach was crowned the COVID champ of the NFL. I'm going to say that for the rest of this segment, But yeah, Coach was crowned the 2-time champion for the picks this year. He won college and pros, getting his first 2 championships, and we salute him for that. He has definitely secured first place, no threat. He went 3-1 last week. He won the Packers, Bills, and the Chiefs. Lost the Saints, improved his record to 110, 57-1. And really what we're really looking at is second place and who's going to be paying for Longhorns. For Red came up last week because of Tom Brady's and the Buccaneers beating the Saints. So he went 4-0 last week, won all the games, improving his record to 99, 68-1. And because I dropped one game, that was the Saints game, we are now tied once again at 98-1. So this is where we are in the pick'em. It's Longhorns on the line. We got 3 games left, 2 this weekend, and then the Super Bowl first week in February. So The worst case scenario is that we both will be paying for our meal and splitting coaches a meal. That's the worst case scenario. And then the other scenario is one of us will be paying for all three. So I must admit, I'm shooting for at least splitting the bill. I don't believe in paying for everybody's meal, not under these circumstances. But Red can feel free to pay for my meal because I believe I'm going to get this thing right. Because I believe Red is going to jump out there in one of these games, and I got a feeling that's the game that I'm going to get that's going to allow me to enjoy Longhorns. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. What's up, Brother Johnson?
I'm trying to read my mind real.
I know, man, we've been doing this show since 2017, so I know what the deal is. What's not fair, Kelly? When you pay the meal, that means you fail. I'm not a failure. I'm not celebrating failure. Are you kidding me? I don't want to pay for a meal. I'm a very generous person. I don't mind paying for a meal, but not under these circumstances. Not under my watch. Oh, man. Not at all. All right. So since we got that down.
You see what Thomas said?
What did he say?
Read is coming. Everything is at stake with a stake.
What are you talking about, Kelly? If I don't lose, I don't have to pay. Now, if I lose, I will pay. What you talking about, Kelly? I'm gonna have
I think Kelly's trying to get invited.
I'm gonna lay Facebook hands and have her to be delivered in just a moment because I don't know what she's talking about. It's not that I won't pay. I'm just not signing up to pay because that would have been a sign that I came in last place.
Benson asked you a question, Rev.
Rev must have gotten that vaccine. He's not. What are y'all talking about? Are y'all watching the same show that I'm participating in? I don't know. Have I said anything that's off the rocker just saying I don't want to pay? Isn't that honest? Red, do you want to pay for everybody's Longhorns?
Nope.
All right then, thank you. What's the crime in that? Goodness gracious. I know I'm not the only one. If you can save your money, you want to save your money. Goodness gracious. Rev, what are y'all talking about? Y'all are room for me to pay. Okay, if y'all just want me to pay and you're rooting for Red, just say that. Okay? Say that. All right.
I need some good luck.
They trying to make me look like I'm crazy and cynical. Look at this next one. Rev sounds like Donald Trump not paying. Look what is this going on?
They really want you to pay for this meal, boy.
If y'all just say if y'all want me to pay for the meal, y'all are hoping that I will have to do something that Coach and Red have already done. Just say that. Nowhere did Rev ever say that if he comes in last place, he will not pay. Have y'all heard those words out of my mouth?
No.
I just said I don't want to pay, and I don't want to position myself to pay. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. So I NFL pick rebuke all of those false statements about the good reverend. All right. Just say that then. Say you're rooting for Red. Why don't you do that? No. I ain't gonna take up no collection plate for the meal. We can't do that. Can't do that. I gotta be careful with those kind of statements because there are people who think pastors make it rain with their money, and I don't do that with an action plate. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. What's that? Oh, there you go, Mama. Stand up for your baby. There you go.
We don't need any nepotism on this show now.
Yeah, my mom ain't gonna let me be portrayed as a snake in the pulpit. No, I ain't gonna make it rain with the church's money.
Oh boy!
Oh no, my dad, my late father, God rest his soul, he taught me better than that. Integrity is most important. You know, I would definitely pay out of my own money. We don't make it rain with the church's money. That's a no-no. That is a no-no. All right, let's get to these picks so we can get closer to Red paying for everybody's Longhorn. All right, let's get ready to do that. Let's get ready to do that. Everybody knows we got 2 games. Let me get the NFL instrumental music up to see if Red is going to do what I think he's going to do. I got a feeling Red is going to do that. Especially when it comes to the second game. We're going to do the games in order. And Coach, since you have already secured a W, we're not going to start with you. It's just going to be between me and Red right now. There you go. So, Coach, we're going to let you pick last on each of them because your position is already solidified. All right? COVID champ is getting his respect.
Yeah, they have to get their meals paid for, too. But Coach,
all right, Red, first game on you, second game on me.
Oh, right. Wait a minute. What's the first game?
It's in the order. It's in the order in which they will be played. The Packers and the Bucks will be first, and then the Bills and Chiefs. I know where that's the game that's going to be the discrepancy. I already know that. So I'm not trying to hoodwink anybody. I'm gonna do it the way we normally do it. So for the first game, Bucks versus Packers. Who you got, Red?
No, I'm going with my NFL MVP. I appreciate you, Bucks, for giving me back tied with Rev last week. But now it's time. It's time for the real games to begin. Tom Brady gave it a good ride, baby. You got Tampa Bay to the NFC Championship game, and that's a good for a team that ain't made the playoffs in a few years and haven't won a playoff game since they won the Super Bowl back in 2002. So good job, Tom. But it ends tomorrow, baby. Aaron Rodgers is definitely gonna get his second Super Bowl berth. He's gonna add to his legacy. He's gonna pretty much convince everybody why he's about to win his third MVP. You hear that, Matt Ryan fans? He on his third MVP while y'all still crying about some guy who won 4 years ago and was only because of a coordinator who's the head coach of San Francisco. So anyway, we all know where I'm going. Green Bay wins this. Packers.
All right, I'm joining you right there with the Packers. I definitely think this is Aaron Rodgers' time. The Packers definitely are playing the best football that they are playing. I know that there are those who were reminded that the Bucks did beat the Packers down in Tampa Bay pretty handily during the regular season. But number one, this game is in Lambeau Field. The temperature is going to be much colder. Number two, Devontae Adams has been coming back from an injury when that game took place. And Devontae Adams is in Pro Bowl form. That connection between Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams is definitely one of the top QB wide receiver connections in the NFL. And also, I don't see Tom Brady being able to outplay Aaron Rodgers, especially in the cold. So give me the Packers to go to the Super Bowl and be declared the NFC champ. Coach, who you got?
Packers. It's cold. They ain't playing in 70-degree Tampa, so Packers. It's cold.
All right. Let's get to the second game, and this might be the Longhorns game right here. The Bills versus the Chiefs.
Oh, you got music ready for the game?
You know, everybody knows where I'm going. On where I'm going because I declared the Kansas City Chiefs my AFC team during the course of the season when I could no longer stomach the football shenanigans of the Atlanta Falcons. So I had to emotionally disconnect myself from the L's that were being literally displayed by the Atlanta Falcons. So I had to find me a second team. You know, I'm a Chiefs fan. Mahomes has been cleared from concussion protocol. Mahomes had a mission to get back to the Super Bowl. I love Josh Allen. He gave me a good run in fantasy football. Had my other players showed up, I might have won my fantasy championship, but I came in second place. And Josh Allen was a large part of why I came in second place. He balled out, but this is Patrick Mahomes' game. Give me my Kansas City Chiefs to repeat as the AFC champions and go to the Super Bowl, and he's going to overcome if he has turf toe because he's just that dude. And one more thing. The Bills rely too much on their passing game. They got to have some balance, and they haven't shown any balance in their running game. And if Josh Allen throws the ball 40, 50 times, Kansas City Chiefs defense going to eat this particular game. Give me the Chiefs, who also beat them in the regular season in Buffalo. Who you got, Red? Come on with it.
Well. The moment of time has finally arrived. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Red or is it going to be Rev? The two pioneers who started this thing 4 years ago. Now the battle finally this thing comes down to one game. Well, Rev, I don't know how you come up with these premonitions, man, because I haven't been making no posts this week purposely, but somehow, some way, my brother, you seem to just travel through my mind because, boy, did you read it correctly, my brother? You know good and well I ain't just gonna ride with you, how you left me in the wind by leaving me with my Falcons, and you gonna jump ship, go to that guy. Man, please. You think I'm gonna ride with you?
I know.
No freaking way, man. And let me tell you a little something that you might not be thinking about right now. Revenge is served, always served cold, my brother. And guess who fired Sean McDermott all those years ago? Before he got the Buffalo Bills job by coaching the Carolina Panthers. But he got fired before that. Would you like to know the coach that fired him?
Please tell me.
One, Andrew Reid, his former Philadelphia Eagles head coach. The man he's about to see on the other sideline. That's right. Oh, baby. Championship time is about to be revenge time. Because Sean McDermott, I promise you, he ain't forgot that. He ain't forgot, even though he got all the respect in the world for Andy Reid. You ain't forgot that man fired you, and now you finna finally get your revenge on that man. Because you best believe I'm going with the team. Because nobody circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills, baby. History repeats itself this Sunday. As you remember, back in '93, Joe Montana's Chiefs tried to beat the Buffalo Bills. But it wasn't happening then, and it ain't happening now. Buffalo Bills get back to the Super Bowl this Sunday for their 5th trip in my lifetime. I'm taking Buffalo. I'm taking Josh. I'm taking McDermott, Gee, and Beasley, and that defense, baby. Let's go Buffalo. I'm not saying it's Buffalo. I'm just saying Bills gonna win. Buffalo.
Red had his football trial sermon on the Red Rev Sports Show today. That was a good one. Kelly said, after my mom, as he tried to preach, Kelly said, I believe so. So, Red, we're going to get you your football license to preach after the show. All right? All right, everybody. Hey, I told y'all, I gave y'all the heads up on what direction Red was going to go. I've been doing this show with them for quite some time. I know he's been burning up that I've gone with the Chiefs more than I've been rooting for the Falcons. I knew he was coming at me. That's why I set y'all up to know what was coming, because I know my guy, Red. I've been doing the show with him long enough. 173 shows, you got to know your partner after a certain period of time. All right, Coach, it's on you, man. Who you going?
I don't have to. I don't know how to follow those. Well, I'm gonna go just out of, because it doesn't matter, but I still like them. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. You know, they got something to prove. That Mahomes injury of the concussion, I don't know if it's gonna come back to bite him, but I just somebody said that Le'Veon Bell's gonna make a difference this time, and I'm like, we will see. But I think Buffalo has that drive to say we this close. We may not get this close again, even though they are a good team. I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
All right. Well, everybody's against Rev on the panel. Coach is going with Buffalo, and is it mainly because of the injury to Patrick Mahomes?
I think he's still got some lingering effects. He's just trying to do bravado and say I'm going to play, even though he's probably going to have one of his usual Mahomes games. But I'm looking at him having a struggle somewhere and throwing a key interception. That's just a prediction.
All right. Well, let me just share with you what one of the fans of the Red Rev Sports Show just sent me, who happens to be my cousin. You're going to see enough of this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you, cuz. Right on cue. Showing me. All right, man. I think we're losing some of our connection, man. Are y'all still there?
Yeah, we still here.
All right, man, because on my end, it seems a little frozen. So we're going to have to get ready to wrap this show up. All right, there we go. We're back to normal. All right, gentlemen. Well, we finished our picks, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We'll be one step closer to knowing who's going to be paying for Longhorn. So that basically sets it up where whoever loses this game will probably be rooting for the team that the other person doesn't pick for the Super Bowl, because I don't think anybody's going to be willfully wanting to pay for Longhorns. So even if you want another team to win, we're probably going to have to choose the other team. But I just don't want to. I may not want to root against my Chiefs. So if somehow, well, no, if the Chiefs win, then I win. Right? What am I thinking about? Because I know Red is going to definitely go with the Packers, but it's going to be interesting. But nevertheless,
I'm not. I won't be taking the Chiefs no more this season. So, real, you'll have a chance to get your rebound next week, or this week. You might be over there, so we'll see.
Well, nah, yeah. Well, we'll definitely, whoever wins this week will be going with the opposite team the following week. So that's pretty much a done deal. But nevertheless, that was good stuff, and we had a great show so far. We moved right through the show. And let's get ready to end it with "You Have the Right." All right. Let me put a little bit bolder. And who wants at it first? Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how? Go with it.
I guess I'll start. John Collins, you have a right to don't ever call out Trey Young again, dude. Trey Young and Clint and CC, my new nickname for Clint Capella. They've been balling lately. I do it ever since your mean. Do you want to know how many points he had last night? 20-something minutes, 28 minutes, I think, and 4 points. 4 points, and I don't even think he had 7 rebounds. Dude, I'm going to tell you, Collins, you're on the fast track of getting traded. You already called out the superstar. You're not even the second best player on the team. That's Clint Capella. And they highly invested in Reddish and Hunter. So they're going to be here. You're going to be the trade piece they're going to use to bring some more talent in. So Collins, you have the right to prepare yourself to be traded, especially you're going to keep playing like last night. Thank you, brother. I'm done.
All right, Red. Red's chimed in on it. Who has the right to do what, when, where, how? Coach, it's your turn.
I'm gonna go with what Joe Black say. Joe Black, and I'm gonna point this directly at you. You had the right to come prepare us a meal for our show if you so choose. Well, we'll be glad to eat one of your fine meals. So, Joe Black, you our chef friend. Come on and prepare a meal for us, and we will sample it, and we will let you know that you are an excellent cook, sir, since you put it out there.
I agree, Coach. I want to taste some of that cooking, Joe.
Well, I can verify it. I've had some of his cooking in Jacksonville, Florida. My mother and I had a chance to go to a restaurant where he was working at the time, and he showed Rev and Mrs. Harris some love, and the brother knows his way around the kitchen. What makes this a sports story? Many of you all don't know that Joe has prepared meals for professional sports teams. He actually told us about the meal that he prepared for players on the Pittsburgh Steelers team when they played the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. So Joe is definitely that dude in the kitchen. He's from the ATL, but he's landed along with his wife and children in Jacksonville. So if he is cooking, I'm there for the food ministry. No diggity, no doubt. And Sister Harris, who's a good cook in her own right, she says he's a phenomenal chef. No doubt.
He finna be on the come up with Trevor Lawrence and the boys coming down to Jacksonville. Get ready for the money, Joe, because it's coming.
Vincent, man, the Peanut Gallery has the right to root for Red to beat Red for that steak deal. Love you guys. Great tribute to the code. We appreciate it. I don't love the take, but I love the fact that you love the tribute to Hank Aaron. All right, let me go end the show by saying Kansas City Chiefs. I officially got on the train. I need y'all to ride that train into the Super Bowl. I need y'all to put me one step forward to getting close to having my Longhorns meal paid for. Because the worst case scenario, if the Chiefs win this game, that we would be splitting the bill. So Pat Mahomes, I'm going to be praying for that turf toe. I'm going to be praying for that head because I need you all to step up and be the champions that you all have to be. So Pat Mahomes, you have to lead your team once again to being the AFC champions and the representative of the AFC in the Super Bowl. We rebuke Red needs a football exorcism to be performed on him. The football spirit has been casted upon him, and we'll try to work on that once the show is over. But nevertheless, thank y'all for tuning in to the Red Rev Sports Show. We had another great sports show. Thank y'all for making 173 a real great show. We look forward to talking about who's moving a step closer to paying for Longhorns on 174. Until next week, everybody, we are out. And make sure you share this broadcast with somebody else. Peace and love, everybody. I'll be We're out of here. Thomas Hochul, man. Thanks for being here.